writer inspired Rian Johnson to write the Knives Out mysteries.
What have you done? That is Jared Leto's hard kombucha. Oh, my Lord, girl. Well, of course, today we're going to be talking about the new Rian Johnson movie, The Knives Out, The Glass Onion. I believe that's the full title, right? Glass Onion? Knives Out
Mystery. A Knives Out Mystery.
A Knives Out Mystery. So this is our big bad glass review, or been there, seen that movie review, where we do a shallow dive into current movies. So without further ado, I'll let my sister. I think I'm having trouble with my lighting system here, so I'm going to cut that one off. Okay, I'll let my sister give her review of what she thought of the movie. No, it's not my bad Southern accent.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let you take over very soon, because I don't have a lot to say about this film. I mean, it was a great movie. I mean, it was beautiful to watch. I mean, where they filmed it was incredible. Just that part was just
Greece.
fascinating to watch.
Love to go there.
Where was it? Greece? Yeah. And so they must have rented that house, right? So that was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I have some questions about that, but go ahead and continue.
Oh, you have questions about that?
I do, but you could continue. I don't want to talk till you get finished.
Okay. Like I said, it won't be too long. Kate Hudson, super fun to watch. Always love her. Oh, and Dave Bautista. Love that guy. So, it was a little sad to see him
Ooh. Spoiler alert.
Demise early on.
Spoiler alert so soon in the talk.
Oh, please. People have already seen it. So yes, his demise early on, and then I'm looking at my screen to remember people's names. And then, she just always like surprises me because she is such a chameleon. Catherine Hahn, and again, I hope I say her name right. She is incredible. That woman can play anything. You see her in one thing, she's glamorous, and then you see her in another, and she's kind of dowdy, and then, I mean, phenomenal actress. She's just always so fun to watch. Other than that, it was a fun film. Enjoyed it. I know people loved it though. I don't know if I loved it as much as everybody else. So I'm gonna let somebody that loved the film go ahead and talk about it, because if I say see it, I like it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed the first one. And I was a little bit. It's an interesting way of doing things. It's not like a direct. The detective shows up just out of nowhere. I guess it's kind of like Poirot, a little bit like Henri Poirot. Or evidently, Rian Johnson is an Agatha Christie lifelong fan, so he's I'm thinking Sherlock Holmes, but he says Agatha Christie, Henri, Poirot, and all that stuff. So that's his influences. And I would have thought more like, kind of a strange Southern Sherlock Holmes. But I think Daniel Craig's character is fantastic. I like the character. This kind of like this detective who's just taken aback by everybody's stupidity. He's always blown away by how stupid everybody is, right? And then this one I didn't like it quite as much as the first one, but I still liked it. And I thought, and I love the way, and the way that this director, man, he did the Last Jedi, don't you? He did the Star Wars movie, Rian Johnson. So he's done some bit, and they wanted him to continue on doing Star Wars, and he didn't want to do it, probably because it's just too much stuff to deal with, right? And this Knives Out thing is pretty much his own little baby. He wrote the scripts and everything, and he's a very good script writer. He's got a very, very good reputation. He's got a lot of credits. He's just a first-rate filmmaker, right? And but they said when he's in the Wikipedia thing I was reading, he started out like making films in college or whatever, like a lot of people do. I think that he made over like 100
Mhm.
short films. And even after he made Brick, which was a pretty good movie, I don't know if you can watch it on Netflix anymore. That's where I saw it, which is like a high school, kind of like a high school Knives Out story. It's a teenage detective, right? But it got very good reviews, and that was his breakout movie. But anyway, he ended up doing Star Wars, which is amazing to me. And like I said, they wanted him to continue, but he just didn't want to deal with that stuff anymore. It's just, I think it's too big and
Wow.
get too many hands in the pie, right, for that kind of film. But in this one, it does his own thing, and I love the way they changed the. I didn't even think about it too much. I saw him talking about it. Was that the whole color schemes of like the
Mhm.
first one, which is all kind of somber browns and all that kind of stuff. And he's very good with color, it seems. Somber browns and all that stuff with the house and the manor house in the country in the first one, right? And in this one, it's all like, bright colors and sunlight and
Yeah.
cheerful. Even the killings are kind of cheerful. it's
Mhm.
it's just an odd film. But at first, and a lot of red herrings, you think Ethan Hawke is going to be isn't his name Ethan Hawke? The actor is
Oh,
Ethan, what's that guy's
the
name?
main guy,
No, he's in it.
Edward Norton.
No, not Edward Norton. Ethan Hawke. The actor. Isn't it Hawke?
Yeah,
Ah,
I know who Ethan Hawke is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Ethan Hawke, right?
right.
Yeah, he was the butler. He's the guy who came around, sprayed stuff in their mouth at the beginning, and
Oh,
and I
I
said,
didn't
well,
know that was.
that was him, and I said, well, that's a red herring right there, because we always think the butler did it, right? Think
Yeah, no, it's true.
he's gonna come
Yeah.
out of the shadows, and there he is, and why is he there? And then I had all these other, but like I said, it was a well done mystery because you couldn't really second guess it very well. You think it's going one way, but then it goes another way. And I love
Yeah.
the African actress. You know about her, right? Janelle Monáe. And she was in Antebellum. And she's been in some other movies. But Antebellum, she was very good in that movie. That's a trippy movie to watch. But she's like a rap singer, soul singer.
Mhm.
She's amazing.
Wow.
I listened to her on Apple Music, and she's incredible. That was her first. She's gotten Grammy Awards and everything. She's not. I think she's nominated for this year. She's nominated for Grammy Award for her singing. So you check her out. She's very good. But she's
Wow.
a great actress too. And I enjoyed her in that part. She has that great face. And of course Daniel Craig. I do declare, I think we have a murder on our hands. That kind of, I don't know why to me, I find it so funny, right? And then I kept thinking Hugh Grant's going to pop out of the woodwork there somewhere, like his helper or something. And that didn't happen. So maybe they're saving him for the, he's like his Dr. Watson or something. They're saving him for, that's why I keep relating to Sherlock Holmes. Maybe they're going to have a third one, and then they're going to use Hugh Grant in that part. But I don't know. This guy, he's very good. He doesn't, he doesn't just follow the plot lines. Rian Johnson, he's a good writer, and he really knows. I think he knows what he's doing. He's gonna be a much bigger director than he is now. I think. Could be wrong, but he's only in his 40s. And I think eventually he'll make something. But it's funny that we can watch all these great movies now on Netflix. We should give
Yeah.
got to give Netflix its due. But other than that,
For sure.
without giving a lot of plot points away and stuff. Oh yeah, what I wanted to say was that so I always watch the credits. So that's why I knew it was Greece. And the exteriors, I'm sure, were shot in Greece. But the interiors could be any studio in Georgia or someplace, wherever, I'm sure, or wherever, Bulgaria, who knows. I saw a lot look like Hungarian names on the credits. So, but the big takeaway from the credits was that they had another army of CGI artists. So I think that entire interior of that house, a lot of that was they just doing green screen, and then they're putting all that stuff in later on. So, but it looks so real, right? If that was the case, it's just like, wow. Because I was thinking, where are all these CGI artists? Where were they putting all this stuff in the movie? And that would be the one place is in that house, right?
That's
And
true. Yeah.
because
Hmm.
they spent most of the time around that house. But anyway, yeah, Kate Hudson, funny as hell. She's got great comedic style. She should do more more movies, more comic movies. I mean, that's her like her mother, right? That's her,
When she
her
screamed,
style, right? Yeah. It's like her
you
mother.
know, she screamed. I loved it.
And I think that she really has a feel for that character because she's been around that all of her life, those kind of people, those kind of flamboyant movie stars type people, or the wannabe people, the hangers on, the ones that are always around in the Hollywood scene, and all that shit. She grew up in that, right? So she must have had a fantastic feel for that, and and then of course Dave Bautista is just fantastic. I mean, guy could do anything, right? Comedy, adventure. This guy is just. I watched him in some low budget thing where he's like a hired bouncer at a bar. That was a fantastic movie. I mean, very lowly rated, and it wasn't anything to write home about. But he was fantastic in it, right? I can't remember the name of it, but I sat and watched the whole thing. It was incredible. It was like maybe that. I don't know if it was 10 years old or not, but it was, But anyway, he was fantastic. And just, all of them, like you said, it was a great ensemble cast. And Ed Norton as the idiot. Is he Elon Musk? Was he trying to the thing about here's what disappointed me about that whole comment about Elon Musk or any of these kind of rich guys is that this guy, Ed Norton, was nouveau rich. He wasn't a rich guy. He was a nouveau rich. He came up from nothing and then became rich. Whereas Elon Musk was rich from the time he was born, like Trump. These guys are just rich kids, right? So his dad owned jewel, like gem mines and stuff in South Africa. They're stinking rich. So, but this guy, he came up from nothing. So to compare him to Elon Musk, I guess there's a slight resemblance in their, the attitude and everything. But the nouveau rich are the worst, evidently. The guys with the new money, they're like the worst type of people. I know that as a waiter. They always tip the very worst. The old school people that have always had money and everything, they tip very well. But then you get these guys with the new money, they hardly tip anything. I think they still think they're broke or something. So another thing they said was that when he came in with the hair and he was wearing that. Oh yeah, he kept like he was dressed up as not Steve Jobs, but I don't know, some other famous tech guru, when he was in the bar with the long hair and everything. So that was a takeoff in some other tech guru. So they kept making references to all these tech gurus, Steve Jobs and all these different guys. So, I think the whole point was that, all these guys, they spent a lot of time stealing their ideas from other people. And that was the gist of the character. But yeah, but it was fantastic.
Maybe Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, I don't know about Zucker, but it could have been Zuckerberg. Yeah, Zuckerberg, was he so fancy? I don't think he was that fancy though. But he did maybe have long hair at one time. Anyway, that's much I can say. It was a very good movie. I would give it on the entertainment scale. I was pretty entertained. I couldn't stop watching it. So I'm giving it around 95%, 5% off, or just
yes.
I don't know. I take 5% off because everything about it was high quality. It's just, I just don't like giving 100%. Just unless it's just like a super classic or something, right? So yeah, it was a movie well worth watching. If you've not seen it, it's definitely, if you love mysteries, great mystery, Agatha Christie inspired type mystery with a great detective character, which I hope to see more of. Right. And that's, I think, about as much as I can say today. So this has been there, seen that, Big Bad Glass Review. And thank you for listening.
the Knives Out mysteries were inspired by the books of Agatha Christie.